My goal is to be able to control this PWM fan to an exact RPM. I already made a video about how to control this fan and how to plot it using Python. If you're interested in how this fan exactly works, check out my last video. But this video isn't really about this fan. This video is about a concept called the PID controller. And it is used in a ton of different applications. Let's jump right in. We have an input, our desired RPM value. With the help of this input, we calculate the error. How far are we away from this desired input if we take the feedback into consideration? So this right here is our PID controller, and this goes into the fan, and that one has an output, which is the RPM reading that you see right here on my screen. Let's jump right in. There are multiple PID controller libraries. I will start with the advanced PID library, basic. So a PID controller has basically three values that you have to tweak: the P, the I, and the D. The proportional, the integral, and the derivative. The proportional part is looking at how big the error is. If the error is big, then its output is also big. If the error is small, its output is small. This is the most important part of the PID controller. This is also what I will start with a pure P controller. Using a P controller, you can't quite reach the desired value. If you have zero error, that means that your output is zero. And if the output is zero, then the fan will stop spinning. It will find its balance somewhere below the desired RPM. And in order to actually reach this desired value, we can use the I, the integral part. The integral part looks at the past. It accumulates the past error. This helps you to actually reach your RPM value. And then you also have the D. D looks at how fast you're approaching your target. So this can help you to reduce the overshoot. But that's the theory. Let's look at this in practice. The library, we create an advanced PID object with these parameters here. There is a P, I, D, and a clamping value. The thing with clamping is if you have an integral part and you would block the fan, then the problem is the integral part would increase and increase and increase, and then as soon as you remove the finger, it will overshoot extremely, and then it takes a lot of time to come back down. And so this is why we have this clamping, but I don't care about this clamping right now. I just want to make it work. So we have an example for controlling the temperature. Set point is 100 degrees. Input is 25 and output, we set output limits. In the case of this fan, it is 0 to 100. They also add a deadband. The controller will ignore an error that is smaller than 0.5. And we then output time, input, set point, and output. This is a simulation of the thermal behavior, so we will not need this. What we need is the PID calculation. This is this part right here, where we calculate the output. It's a bit misleading because this output right here is not this output right here. It's in fact this output right here. And then you print everything. Great. Let's take a look at this example. So the red line right here is our set point, our input, our desired temperature. And the blue thing is the actual temperature. The green thing is our output. It's jumping from very high to 0. And then from 0 to very high, it is oscillating a lot. And the temperature is slowly increasing. And then it stays right here because the temperature is very slow. It doesn't change very quickly. So it doesn't matter that the heater is turned on and off and on and off and on and off very rapidly. If we play around with this number, so let's set this to 0 and this also to 0, so that we have pure P controller. Let's see how the behavior changes. Okay, this is great. The red thing is the desired value, and if we subtract the actual temperature right here, the blue thing, then we get to the error. So here we have a very big error. This means that this thing, the output is very big, because the error is very big. And then the temperature increases, and this reduces the error and also reduces the output. And at some point, it finds its balance. And as I mentioned before, we can't quite reach the desired temperature because there is no integral part, and because the heater would be 0 if the error is 0, and so it's not gonna happen. That's the thing. We can play around with this P value now a little bit. If we increase the P value, so let's say 4, it increases way faster. Let's add our fan to the whole thing. Let's get some real data here. All right, so set point 1500 RPM, and our input doesn't matter. If I set it to 0, it will be changed. Our output limit is 100 because this is the maximum duty cycle, 100. That band, I think 0.5 is way too small because we're now working with RPM, which is way bigger. I will just keep it. That thing we don't need. We need the fan controller. That's for sure. And the sensor pin is 2. Sensor threshold is 250. Pin 10, initialize fan. Then inside of the setup, we define this as input, pull up, and a fan begin. Let's do this here. And in a main loop, unsigned int RPMs equals fan dot get speed. This is what we need here, but our input is now a float. So let's cast this to a float and assign it like this. Our output is myPID.run. We then set the fan to the duty cycle of this output, and I will cast it to a byte. Okay. And this doesn't make any sense because we only get values every 250 milliseconds. Fingers crossed. Whoa! Okay, this is great. So you can see that it's oscillating. I will try to reduce my KP here. Let's use 0.1. I want to get this thing stable first. That would be amazing. This looks stable to me because we are not quite reaching it. Okay, I will do it like this. Yeah. Okay. We are ramping up, almost hitting it, and then we come down because, as you already know, with a P controller, you can't quite reach to the value. So let's add a little bit of I and see if we get up there. Second one is I, 0.1. Let's go up. Come on, you can do it. Okay, it overshoots. Okay, this is nice. We see a nice oscillation. Yeah, this is too much I guess. Reduce the I value. If we set it to 0.01, we will slowly creep up, hopefully. Let's see. Of course, it also depends on the application of this fan. If you want to control a drone, you want this to react very quick, right? I will also add this code right here. I want to dynamically change this set point. So inside of our loop, I will also check if serial is available. And if it is available, then our set point, we don't need this stuff. Set point equals parse float. Oof. Yeah, I would say the I value is too small because it very slowly increases. It very slowly increases. So let's set this to 0.05 maybe. As you can see, this is highly scientific here. But yeah, let's see. I set it to 0. Boom. It stopped. Okay. I set it to 2000. Not bad. I set it to, what is the maximum? Okay, to 3000. I guess no. I think that's the the fan limit. But let's do 400. One problem with the slow speeds is that the RPM values will be even less accurate because the frequency is lower. But you could argue that this is around 400 RPM. Not too bad. 1000. Okay, this is funny. So I would like to try one more thing, which is the D value. Let's add a little bit of D value. Maybe let's add 0.5. How will it change the behavior? 500. A little bit of overshoot, but very nice. 1000. That was obviously wrong because the fan kept spinning. 2000. All right. So this is a very fascinating topic, and you can spend your career doing PID controllers if you want to, but you can also just play around with them because they're pretty fun. Did you already use a PID controller? Why did you use one? If this video was helpful, please like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.